regular meeting of the Madison Planning Board. We have no alternates, but we have a wonderful full board.
I'm an alternate.
She's alternate.
Oh, you're an alternate. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. You're not out there, so I didn't see you as an alternate.
Oh, I'm
so,
sorry.
No, that's okay.
Take my seat like
and I
okay.
guess that I would
Sorry.
entertain a motion. Who are we missing? Or are we just missing?
We've got empty seats.
We have an empty seat.
Yeah, we have an MC. Or I'll go home if you want.
Yeah. You have to get rid of 2.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to elevate Tia as a full member tonight. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
I do have a question. So I'm not filling in for anyone, so I'm not voting. I can just not that work.
And I don't know if that's right or not.
I think she's filling a seat so she can vote,
Yeah.
because it's a vacant seat.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It's good.
Okay, thank you.
Speaking of that, we're gonna have 3 empty seats. Right, there's a 1-year and 2
3 years.
3-year seats. Like I said, I would love it if someone would write me in on the board. It was mine. I'll take the full blame. It was my mistake. I didn't know my seat was up. I didn't know David and I were up at the same time, along with the 1-year seat. It just. But we do need members.
We'll have no campaigning at a regular meeting, okay?
I'll gladly undo that campaign. Sorry about that.
Number 3 is approval of agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Number 4 is approval of the February 5th minutes.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made
Second motion.
and seconded to approve the minutes as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Chair. I just noticed on the agenda, I'd like to, I can step back, I'd like to make a motion to reorganize the agenda tonight just to get the preliminary review done before we get into the other stuff so that Mr. Briggs doesn't have to sit through the other things that I would imagine he probably doesn't want to.
It's all billable hours. We can do that.
Yeah.
So, voting on the minutes, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Now, are those AI enhanced minutes?
A little bit. Help me.
It's
I'm
a
having
different, it's a
think I
little
could type
different.
that all out with
format.
one hand?
I noticed that.
One hand, I would still be sitting up there.
But it's a different verbiage too.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
I mean,
tried-
it's good,
Yeah,
but it's gonna help, I mean, statutorily, you're
I don't
supposed
have a choice right now,
to, easier than a one-handed
so, yeah,
Paper hanger.
clerk typist.
yeah,
So, okay,
okay.
public comment. There is no public comment, so I'll close the public comment period. We will go, I guess, to number 7, to new business, which is a preliminary review for,
But Dave made the motion, no one seconded to move it.
I was gonna
so-
say.
Who's gonna second it? Carl?
Sure.
Thank you. We just had, and do you all agree we're moving around? Okay, thank you. We kind of left that step out. Okay, go ahead.
with number 7, which is new business, which is a preliminary review for Ronald H. Briggs of Briggs Land Survey, agent for Harold Whitaker and Vicky Fadden for a property located on Maple Grove Road, tax map 238, lot 11, for subdivision of a 216-acre parcel into 2 7-acre lots plus a 202-acre remainder lot. Who do we have presenting this tonight?
For the record, my name is Ron Briggs. I am the project surveyor. So, the proposal is to take 2 7-acre lots out of this property and leave large 202 acre remainder piece. And I'm not sure if we need a waiver on topography because your regulations say that the planning board may require topography. And our proposal is to provide topography on this whole area. So the 2 7-acre lots and the 7 acres of the 202 acre parcel that's remaining. So I'm not sure, I guess the question is, do we need a waiver for the topography or do we not need a waiver?
And were you going to provide topography for the small lots?
Yes, for this whole section here, the 2 7-acre lots and 7 acres of the remainder lot.
Okay,
And each of those would have a test bed, the 4K area.
okay.
There's, each lot has about 290 feet of road frontage. The other question as to whether we need a waiver or not would be for the boundary survey of the whole parcel. What's proposed is to survey the area that's being subdivided. There is a complete boundary survey on record with the registry of deeds. There was a prior subdivision that was done here. So I guess the question is, does having a boundary plan on record eliminate the need for a waiver for the full boundary survey? Copies of this would be submitted with the application.
It would make it redundant. Is this,
Yeah.
is this part of the lot that we just did a boundary line agreement?
No, this was subdivided in
This is Tony Hayes.
2014.
Tony Hayes' property.
Yes.
This is the old four-wheeler trail off of Maple Grove. It goes over Amy Kennett Road.
Amy Kennett Road?
Yes.
And there's some other items that are come into play, the properties in current use. They understand that when the 7-acre lots are subdivided off, not when they're subdivided off, when they are sold, they will pay the penalty for current use. Also, there are snowmobile trails. Amy Kennett Road apparently is used for snowmobile traffic. And that's depicted on this plan here. That's the Amy Kennett Road that comes out on the northerly side of this property. And there are other snowmobile trails that would be located as part of the survey, and they plan to perpetuate those that use as snowmobile trails. So that would be incorporated in the plan. And the Amy Kennett Road in this area, they did timber harvesting and their log landing was up in this area somewhere. So they did improvements to the road so they could get the wood trucks out. So there was a question as to whether they could retain those improvements for a driveway for the bigger lot.
Is that I should know the answer to this question. Is that a Class 6 road?
I believe so. That's what the
It is.
previous surveyor
According to this, yeah.
said that was the determination.
Not like Mr. King Class 6, or is that?
Oh, God.
Okay. And on the other side, which doesn't show on this map, but you have this little dotted line. What is that about?
That's just the area that we would provide topography roughly. So that line would go away. It's just to indicate that we would do topography in that area.
Okay. And so, what's left on the road was the frontage for 23811.
Correct. Yeah. So what he was talking about was this, the dotted line here. It's not a lot line, it's just delineates roughly where we would do topography.
Ron, you're showing wetland
Wetlands are bigger
on
in this direction. I
this
think.
map that I see
I
here.
don't think there's
Yeah.
much
Is that a year-round wetland?
Yes.
Is it?
Is it a pond?
It may not be a pond, but there would be poorly drained soils, kind of a permanent
Okay.
situation.
And is there an exit on the property for this to flow
It goes right
somewhere?
down.
It's Frost Brook.
Yep.
It's Frost Brook, and then 3 streams collect into the wetland coming off of the property, and then it flows down along the borderline into the culvert, and then these are like lower elevation properties, and then that feeds into Silver Lake, as far as I know.
I haven't been out there, but that would be located as part of the survey and have the wetlands delineated in that area of the three 7-acre sections.
Okay. And would you show the outflow of that
Yes,
coming through there?
yes.
Okay.
Most of those wetlands out there are dependent upon beaver. It ebbs and flows every year. One year, the wetlands will be 10 times larger than the next year when the beaver dam fails.
Yeah, certainly those 2 waivers.
Have you seen our latest waiver request form?
I have not.
We have one.
We have one, so
Yeah.
I believe that they're on the
Online?
website.
Ron, I will, if you give me your email address, I'll send it to you, okay?
Okay,
Before you leave,
all right.
all right?
To make things nice and concise so that we can understand what you're looking for when you
In
come
on the
back to
website,
us.
but I'll send
Okay.
it to him.
I have a question. So, does Amy Kennett Road only enter off of East Madison Road?
It
And then-
does leave East Madison Road and comes around and enters into the south side of this property.
And
And
it
can-
wraps all the way around down onto Maple Grove.
Correct.
And then there's a sign there that's Class 6.
Mhm.
So does the frontage on Maple Grove include the road frontage, or does it exclude that, the 337 feet?
Actually, the Amy Kennett right-of-way would come out at that 336 feet.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Another question, so would the person who purchases it, would they have to build another driveway off of Maple Grove because it's Class 6 that wraps all the way around and then go to whatever driveway because they received a driveway permit for the logging off of Amy, or onto Amy Kennett Road?
That was my question, if they would be allowed to retain the improvements on Amy Kennett Road and use that as their access to the big lot.
They have
For
a
a
driveway
driveway.
permit.
I believe that's Selectmen, right?
Yeah, but if it's a Class 6 road and they're accessing their property, if it's a Class 6 road, I can drive down it with my
Right.
recreational vehicle,
Yeah.
so.
For non-recreational purposes.
No hunting?
Would it be buildable?
Huh?
Would it be buildable?
You could build
To
just
the waiver.
Or
with
should
a
we,
waiver, yeah.
should we get 3 driveway permits just to be safe?
You could, but, I can't imagine there is a problem with a driveway permit on.
Or get the,
Should be site plans.
maybe a letter from the road agent clarifying
Yeah,
that status?
yeah.
I think Tia brings up a good point, though, that you probably want to have 3 driveway permits on that,
I would think so.
but I don't see why you wouldn't be allowed to
Use the Class 6 road.
improve the Class 6 road to a driveway because it benefits the town to have an improved Class 6 road, they'd have to, they would have to adhere to setbacks off the Class 6 road when they're building,
Sure, yeah.
but,
So we could get a driveway permit and state on the plan that the driveway is for qualification purposes, but the actual access would be via Andy Kennett Road.
yes.
Question. So there is a driveway onto Amy Kennett Road from this lot. Could you show us where the driveway is? So this is all Class 6 road. Where's the driveway that they got the permit for?
It's vacant currently and there's no plans for a building site. It's to service their, to get to the timber harvesting landing area is what it's used for. And there wasn't,
Okay.
I don't think there was a building permit, a driveway permit issued for that.
There was, because I took a picture of it.
Oh, there was, okay.
Yeah, on the tree.
All right.
So I was just curious if that continues on and where that is.
I could show that on the plan if, apparently there's view areas up here, so I could show that, where that driveway permit was off of Andy Kennett Road, and where a suitable building site would
Driveway off the Amy Kennett.
be. Right, if they retain the Amy Kennett Road improvements to get up to the building site, would be they would leave Amy Kennett Road to get to that building site. And she said there was already a building permit, timber harvesting, a driveway permit.
I think you guys made them do that so that you would know what way they were coming in, right?
This is
I think so.
the permit.
It's been a minute since we talked about that timber.
So back in the fall.
Well, there, yeah, I remember. Yeah, there was an increased bond on that.
Because the question was whether they were gonna come off of Pound Road or if they were gonna come off of East Madison
Yep.
Road for accessing it.
And I think I recall us considering it the driveway permit issue.
Yeah.
So was that driveway permit issued as for forestry uses or just a straight driveway permit?
I'd have to go back and look. I don't recall off the top of my
There, I
head.
can get a copy of that.
Yeah.
I don't believe Madison identifies one way or the other,
I don't
unlike
think
the
so.
state. Like,
Yep.
but I don't believe Madison identifies one way or the other.
Okay.
Not that the state cares much.
Huh. I'm very confused about this driveway permit.
Have you seen Foley's situation next to me?
Oh, yeah.
That second driveway was supposed to be dead a long time ago.
Why would they need a driveway permit?
I remember a discussion. I don't remember what came of it. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth without going back and looking at it.
Huh.
Probably because of the interaction with, even though it's a Class 6 highway, for drainage purposes, it would need to be done in a safe manner.
So to recap, what are we talking for the two waivers?
Topos on the whole lot
Yep.
and,
Boundary line survey?
yeah, perimeter survey.
Yep.
You have fixed points. Yeah. You have two corners to go from, right?
Yeah, so we would do all of the, all of this boundary, because there's interaction with the butters, so it would all be new survey, and the new line would be marked out as well and monumented.
Why such big lots? Not my business.
I think because the views are up in this area, and that would add value to them.
It's a little wetter down towards the road too. Further up we get, the better. It's nice gravel up further up there.
Yeah, there's an old gravel pit shown in
Yep.
this previous survey.
Have the lots been cleared at all? for
Yeah,
use?
yeah, they've done timber harvesting. I believe they're finished, but they were out there for a while. I haven't been out there myself, but
It's been harvested.
yeah,
It's really clear.
yeah.
Yeah, we go snowmobiling up Amy Kennett Road, so
Yeah.
you can see mountain views from.
Oh,
It's
cool.
really nice.
Taxable views?
Yeah. For now.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Any other board comments? Nothing we say can be held against us in a court of law. But I guess we don't see anything besides those waivers.
All right.
And we do have a new waiver form, which is pretty straightforward, but it's, that we tend to, the waivers kind of get away from us sometimes, and we thought we'd make them a little more formal. So,
All righty.
okay,
Thank you, gentlemen.
you're welcome.
Let me grab your email. I don't have it, I remember from Alpine Days.
Ron.Graves.6959.
This is there's a cabin right here.
It's on the website, I'll send it to you.
I think where you're pointing is actually a fire hall.
Very good.
So,
Then it'll be easier for you.
we can,
Thank you.
There's that cabin we're talking about.
Yeah, that's new,
Yeah, it is.
very new. It's right behind that cabin, probably 600 yards beyond that cabin. I shot 6 point off of that. I know it was somewhere in this
Right on
lot.
that, yep.
Well, I think we'll bump back to number 6. And get the Coleman pit
I
question.
haven't heard from Carrie Ann. She was on vacation for over a week, and I sent her an email last week that she would be back on the 3rd, but I haven't heard from her yet.
That was quick. Okay,
Yeah, so
good.
stay tuned. I was hoping I'd have an update, but I didn't. Can't control.
Which leaves us with master plan and master plan steering committee.
All right, so I have an update. I sent an email out to different civics groups, departments, and just different boards. And I got a response, so that was good. So we have 7 new people to join us who are not planning board members, so I think we're compliant now. And that's good, and I have a copy of that email also to be compliant that I sent to Kate, and yeah. So, the invitation email was sent to the town clerk's office, the village district of Idlewild office, Madison Elementary Principal's Office, Madison Police Chief, Madison Library, DPW, Veteran Service Committee, Madison TV, Madison Rec, Madison School Board, Madison Zoning Board, Silver Lake Association, Madison Baptist Church, Madison Historical Society, Scrub Oak Scramblers, Carroll County Fish and Game Club. And it's not an exhaustive list of all of the groups in Madison, but I thought maybe we would get a bite or two on that, so happy to say that we did. So
Do you have a plan for this group to meet formally for the first time yet?
yes, so I thought I messed up and I thought that we were a subcommittee. I didn't realize that there were more formalities in making that happen, so sorry Kate for
No.
emailing you a million times about it. So I'd like to, once we have everything formed, have it next month
Okay.
for our first one, if that works.
Yep.
Okay. So to do that, I have a list of people that I would like you to consider to vote in. So can I do that now?
And is that how that works? We can vote them in and they need to be sworn, or not?
Did we get clarification on that?
I was gonna ask you
I've
guys
sent
something.
it to our attorney too, that was also in my email to Carrie Ann.
Yeah, so we're gonna need to know that.
I've asked her.
So we haven't figured that one out yet.
I've asked her what her thoughts were.
So
I think, Linda and I have talked it over, and the list of whoever's going to be on that committee would have to be approved by you, because you are the planning board, they're a subcommittee of you. Then that list would go to Linda, and then go to the select board, because they need to know what's going on as well. And then Linda said it's our policy to have oaths taken from people that are on committees and boards. So that's what we think is how it should flow.
okay.
We've done great conversations on this, but correct me,
Yeah.
how do you feel? Do you agree with me, or?
No, it sounds about right. I mean, if
Yeah.
they're gonna be meeting and talking about town business, I feel like they need to follow the same laws as the rest of us.
Right,
They have no voting authority, but.
right, they just report back to the
Yeah.
planning board what they're going to do, but I think that's the flow of how it should go.
They still need to keep a general set of minutes.
Yes,
They
and
can
posting
be
and,
vague, but they don't, they still
and
need to keep
posting of
something.
everything. Yeah, alright, so
Yeah.
for an example, I did the conservation, we had a workshop meeting. So I just basically did a little blurb minute saying they had a workshop meeting, they reviewed the conservation easement, blah. I did something, you know what I mean? I didn't go into the particulars of it
No,
because
I don't think it would be necessary for this either.
you could,
I would recommend inviting PEG TV to these meetings. That'll
And I
help
did
with your
invite Mike.
involvement.
right? And I'll help whoever's doing the minutes if they
Yeah.
need to do something, they can go back, they don't remember who was there or whatever, so.
Or use AI.
Or
Yeah.
use-
That's
What?
a great feature though, Caitlin, the YouTube, it does the transcript too.
That's not how I do it, but I do use it, but.
That's helpful.
Is the intent for the steering committee to meet on the same days as the planning board, after our planning board meetings?
I was going to do it before, so I could
Before,
report
yep.
to you, and
That
if
makes
it
sense.
doesn't work that it's on the same day, I could do it a different day.
And how many
So to you.
members would be on the steering committee? Did we talk about that?
So there
5
will
to 10.
be 10, or 9, sorry, 9.
9 members?
Odd numbers are always good. Not that they're voting, but still. I like odd numbers. So even without attorney, I never remember her name.
Roman.
Either way, even without our attorney commenting on it, I don't think it would be a bad idea if you have a list for this board to approve
Yes.
that list.
Yes.
That way, once we have confirmation, they could take their oaths without having to come back here first.
So we can form the committee. Do we vote on that we are forming the committee and then vote the people in?
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
I mean, it makes more sense to me
And that list of people, I will give it to Linda.
for oaths of office. yeah.
Correct. And then they,
But what about the select board?
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
Linda,
it's the same
Linda
thing.
works with the select board, so it will go to
Okay.
her to present to them. And then at that point, people will have to come in and take the oath.
yeah.
Okay. And if they've already taken a town oath, are they
Linda said
excluded?
the policy is, it doesn't matter if you're reappointed or whatever, you have to have your oath taken. She said this, we've talked this till we're blue in the teeth, so.
Okay, all
think
right,
it's for
just
each office.
clarifying, and
It may
I
not.
wanna make sure
It's-
we.
She said it's policy if that's how it's done, so.
Okay.
And it's for each office that you hold, it's not just a
Right.
blanket oath.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Okay,
So the steps would be this board needs to have a motion and a second and a vote to form the committee.
Right.
And then go through that list and a motion and a vote either on the list as a whole or on the individual separately. And then go from there.
okay.
And you have to state if you're going to meet, date and time and place and all that stuff.
And it has to be posted.
When I'm
Yes, whoever's
forming
doing the
it?
minutes has to do the posting.
is that right now when I'm forming it, I need to say the date and time? Or
No,
they're just saying?
it just needs to be posted
Posted.
24 hours in advance.
Okay, okay.
And if you send them to me, I can put them on the website, because I can't give
Okay.
access to the website to everybody, just Linda and I have access to the website, so if you wanna send it to me, I don't have a problem, I'll put it right up there, I'll make a little section called, steering committee, and then I'll put your I can even put your agenda in there for you as well. And then when the minutes are done and they're approved by however that happens, I can post those up online too, so.
Okay, thank you.
So,
All right,
can I make a
can we
motion
do that?
to form the steering?
Okay,
So does the steering committee itself?
We need a
they're gonna
motion out
approve
there
their
to
minutes?
form the steering committee.
yes.
I think they have to bring.
Okay, can I have a motion to form the committee?
I'll make a motion that we form a steering committee
Second.
of the,
Reason for is to
To,
revamp the master plan.
to update.
yeah,
the master plan.
Update the master
to
plan.
advance the work on the master plan.
Perfect.
So a motion's been made
Second.
and seconded to form a committee to update the master plan.
Sounds good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Now, a motion to name the members. So, and what, do you have a list? You have a list of members?
I do have a list of members, yes.
Okay,
And I have a question, if somebody would like to join it afterward,
we've
is that a
been-
possibility?
Yes,
Or-
yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, I think, to the point that it's a functioning committee, everybody, anybody who wants to join it can.
But you wanna keep that an odd number.
Nine.
This is Madison, we're all odd.
okay, so please note that the below listed are solely volunteers of the subcommittee from our community. They are not considered members of the planning board, but will be lending their expertise to the board. So please consider voting in Mark Olson, Paul Marks, myself of the planning board, Evelyn Welton from the MWV Housing Coalition, and resident who was here last time. Chief James Hayford of the police, Pastor Drew, Reverend Andrew Anderson from the Madison Church, Heather Woodward from Madison Elementary School, she's the principal, Chief Michael Brooks,
Can I stop you for 1 second?
yes,
Heather Woodard. Nothing against Heather, I know we're on TV, but she's not a resident
She's not
of
a
town of
resident.
Madison.
Right.
Is that relevant? I know that this isn't an elected position, but is that relevant to the steering committee?
I
She is
think-
heavily involved and I don't have a
yeah.
problem with it, but I wanted to point it out.
The chief.
No, Heather,
No,
Heather
Heather,
Woodward.
principal.
Principal at the
Oh,
elementary.
okay.
I-
chief he's not a resident
Yeah,
either,
Jim
but he
Hayford
is a
can do that.
town employee, she's
Yeah.
an employee of the district. And it's close to the same, but I just wanted to know if we should get
And
clarification.
she's an employee of the school district, so,
Right, so that would tie her in.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, I just wanted to,
No, I know what you're saying,
Thank you. So,
sorry to you.
no, that's fine, that's fine. Chief Michael Brooks, I got him, town clerk, fire warden. Cheryl Littlefield, library trustee. Asia Morency, Madison TV. And Isaac Wellinghurst is a resident, is Asia's husband. So that's who I have right now.
And how many total is that?
Let's see.
That's 9 people plus you 3.
Yep.
I got 11.
Total of 9?
Oh, wait, wait.
I might misspeak.
11. 11.
Yeah, 11.
Oh, it is 11, you're right.
Sorry, thank you. Thought it was 9.
I'm gonna throw a little monkey wrench into the
Okay.
thing right now, possibly. Because Cheryl will not be available on next month's planning board meeting. She and I are both gonna be out of town. But she's talked to Sloan Gerald, and Sloan said she would come in and cover for Cheryl when she can't be there.
Okay, that's perfect.
So should we
And I don't expect everyone to be there at all times.
Yeah.
Should we throw Sloan on the list, just as
Yeah.
we've approved
Oh,
her?
Gonna add her. Okay. I'll just put in parentheses,
Alternate?
yeah, for Cheryl Littlefield or something, yeah. Okay. All right,
And I feel like we got a good array of Main Street here to help support us, so.
Yes, yeah, that's good work.
And that was just an email, so if we need more help, hopefully we'll get more responses.
So, a motion.
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we form a master plan committee based on the names that were read off by
formed the
Tia.
committee,
Yeah,
but-
that
So
we
now-
nominate.
They'd be nominated to the
Yeah.
committee, because
Yeah.
committee's already been formed.
Sorry, I'm
We
not trying to
voted
tell
on
you.
it.
Nominate members for the steering committee, how's
Right.
that?
Okay,
I'm not trying to take over, but. And then who's seconding?
I'll second that.
As follows, we'll say not, as follows, and then I'll list them, how's that?
mhm.
Perfect, okay.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, got that done, yay.
The ayes have it. So now we have a committee, we
Yes,
have
now
a
we're
nominated
good.
list of people.
Now we can do things that need to be done the right way.
We can
Some of the
invite
largest committees
them,
I've ever seen. Just kidding.
They're gonna have their meeting now, when this meeting is happening. Before your meeting at 5:30.
do we have to have the selectmen approve that, or we just have the clerks swear them in? Because it's our committee.
I don't think we need to approve
I'm just gonna
it.
give the
Yeah.
select board the people, so they know who they are.
Well,
If
We would
Mike
sign
is
their
here for that
oaths.
meeting, could he not
That's
swear
why you need
everybody
to have
in
a
at
list of
once?
people, that's why I'm gonna give them to Linda. But I just wanna make sure when you're having your meeting, so I'm the keeper of the calendar, so I wanna make sure I know what's going on.
yeah, so the selectmen will sign their oaths at our next meeting, provided, well, she has the list now, so it shouldn't be that difficult.
Nope,
What's the date for that? Do you know?
18th,
I can't
18th,
see
okay.
that far.
18th.
Not a chance.
Really?
Come on, you're young.
You're younger than me.
I feel a lot older, I promise.
Town meeting's the 15th.
Yeah, so it would be the 18th.
Well, they need to have the oath of office prior to that meeting though.
Right.
Right, they won't have their meeting
My,
until April.
my question is, would it, Mike being on the board, Mike Brooks,
He could
the
probably-
town clerk, can he just swear everybody
He
in
can
at
swear
once?
everyone in that night. As long as he
As
agrees
long
to
as
it,
he's
you'd wanna
there.
talk to him about it,
Yeah,
but if he agrees to
absolutely.
it, then yeah, that's,
Town meeting, yeah.
oh, no,
Oh.
at the meeting, because he's on the,
Oh,
He's
Prior to the
Yeah.
meeting, he can swear
I
everybody
was
in.
like, don't
if-
do that to him at town meeting, I thought
No,
that was.
other
no
than,
surprise.
other than who swears him in? To the calendar.
Becky, maybe?
Yeah.
No, I think, well, when we swore him in as chief, I believe it was, I think it was me. As
So the
of
chairman of the
board.
select board, so that would have to happen prior to that meeting,
Yeah, which is fine,
yeah,
yeah.
simple.
Okay. So your meeting will be April 2nd? Yeah,
Just
if
as
that
That
works
memory,
for.
I think.
He
So,
knows
say
Tito,
before.
are you
It's
the
very possible that
secretary, are
Becky
you
could have
going
done
to
it
do
as
the
well.
minutes and your agendas and all that stuff, or posting and all that? So you would have to,
I was planning on doing
yeah,
that.
make sure you get that to me a couple days prior to,
Okay.
so I can get it.
Or,
on
or
Wednesday.
during your first meeting, should you not designate like secretary or people to
You
take
can-
minutes?
Yeah, you can
and-
do it then, but somebody's gotta do it, I just wanna
I
make
can
sure
do it
somebody
the
does it.
first
That's
time.
the thing.
If somebody does want to take minutes and take that on as a secretary, they can. If not, I'm fine with doing
At least you'll do it for the first meeting, so that at least some things.
it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And they, so I think you and Carl were talking about it, they can approve their own minutes, and their minutes don't need to come back to this board.
I don't
Yeah,
think
because
so.
this board couldn't.
No, only if
go.
they make, any recommendations, they can't make any.
They can't make any changes, but they would
Right.
still need to follow the process of approving their minutes from their last meeting at their next meeting, just like every other.
Yeah, they met,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's right?
Right.
Okay. How do I reserve this room?
Me,
Kate,
Okay, so Kate, I want to reserve.
I already know,
the room.
I'm gonna actually
Okay.
put you on here right now, so I don't forget down here.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Gotta look at the last time I was serviced, it's not allowed to
we're, next week, the parks are on
5:30,
back
right,
order,
to
needs
you?
a new fan.
You're doing
Yes,
it just for an
please,
hour.
I don't know, I was dealing with it
Yeah,
last time,
till
I
like
looked at it, and I was
6:30,
like,
because
wow,
I-
good for it's going, cause I can't get the goddamn.
All right, 5:30 to 6:30.
Yep.
For some reason,
And
parks are on back order.
make sure you put that in
Sure
your
it's
book.
on.
I'll
Yeah, right?
send you a-
Because we can just go forever.
Yeah, I'll send you a draft of the posting,
Okay.
so you know.
Kate, what's the
Thank you.
date, the second?
Second, yep.
It should be the first.
No.
Okay, so next, notification that we are beginning our work on the plan, so we must inform the public as well as notify the state and regional planning commissions. So we've invited the public to public planning board meetings, and the subcommittee will be public. It also, the law goes into more about soliciting feedback as a part of the master plan. So that would be the survey, creating forums, having lectures, or any of the sorts so that we can listen to concerns. And that's more complicated, so I think that that would be something the subcommittee could start with and help plan out. But to be compliant, we have invited the public. Notification to the state, so I kind of inadvertently notified them. I didn't mean to, or like step on anybody's toes. I was asking the Office of Planning and Development if there was a certain process that we need to follow to notify them, like if they have a form or something. They said no, just an email, so now we're notified.
So how much is the fine for that, doing it?
I know, right? Do I get a fine? So, in my query, I notified OPD pursuant to RSA 674:3 that we are in the process of updating the plan. And then I have not formally notified the Regional Planning Commission, but I can do that unless Chair would like to do that. And I haven't emailed them to ask them if there is a formal process to that. So that's off of them.
And do you get, oh, you probably don't, stuff from the North Country Council? So you get stuff from the North
I
Country?
do, yeah.
Okay.
I just signed up for their newsletter, that's all.
Okay, yeah.
And then I reached out about if they had any resources for us a while back,
Yeah.
and that's that. And then my next thing for this report is thanking you guys for reviewing the draft materials, because there was a lot, as a continuation from the prior meeting, the last meeting. Does anybody have any questions or comments or immediate edits to those materials?
Question?
Yeah,
We talked about a survey
yeah.
and about getting it together and passing it out at town meeting.
Yes, we hit pause on that
Yeah,
because
just talking about
we're
it.
not ready. I wanted to be ready. I think that's why I was like so eager. I was like, all right, next
Right.
meeting, next month.
Yeah.
So hit pause. So as a subcommittee, we can go over those different questions.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. I mean,
I think it makes sense to
it-
let it, I'm sorry.
It's too bad to miss that opportunity, but I'm not sure how much would get done anyways. Because I don't, how's is it gonna be an exciting town meeting, or is it?
Isn't it always?
I would say so.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah, so if it's gonna be a long town meeting,
yes.
we don't wanna make it any longer.
That's fine.
Well, I think we're just gonna do is pass it, create it, pass it out, and give it to people. But then respond back.
I think we're just gonna have to wait.
My suggestion would be is that somebody talk to George between now and town meeting and have him bring it up during some part of town meeting that a steering committee is working on the
So-
master plan.
It's my intent to mention that George has asked that the board give a brief overview of the majority of the articles. When we get to the master plan, $25,000 article, I will mention
Yeah.
the steering committee.
Okay.
Yeah,
And why, because George had a big question about why do we need $25,000 when we have somebody doing it? But it's gonna still cost us some money in the long run eventually. So I will mention the steering committee when that comes up.
Well, it's a good way to advertise for that committee also. No, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I will present the documents, the communication plan, survey questions, potential master plan sections, as is to the subcommittee to continue work on. Okay. And then I was considering standing at the upcoming town meetings with some information about what a master plan is. Do you think that's too much? Or is that
I mean, if you wanna
okay?
help get the article passed, it's definitely not gonna hurt.
Okay. All right, so then I will do that and make a poster and some materials.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, the stuff you did last month, so, you know, some of that kind of
okay, all
thought.
right.
Or are you saying she should speak at the microphone there when we talk about the,
I mean, it definitely,
The
if a question
article.
comes up that maybe I don't have the answer to, it wouldn't hurt for you to speak, to answer some questions, and
Okay,
if you don't mind, if there's one that I can't answer, I'll direct it to you.
okay.
have you guys been in town meeting? Like,
I'm not an orator. I will try my best though.
there'll be a microphone there.
Will
right
this
in
be
the
your
middle
first
for you.
town
Yeah.
meeting?
Yes.
Oh,
That's what I was saying.
I know.
Pack a lunch.
No,
Yeah.
it'll be-
buckle up.
Definitely pack a lunch this year.
So there's a
I know
microphone for
last
people
year
to
was
come up
long
in the
night.
audience to talk.
I didn't
Okay.
So
say
when
last
someone
year.
comes up and they're talking about that
I was tired of
article,
maple sugar
and this
weekend.
might say, is there someone to
Because-
speak to
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
then you would come up and you would just speak to
Okay.
that.
It's gotta be something.
Absolutely.
So far.
Yeah. And I don't think it's gonna get any better, because it seems like it's gonna get warm.
Yeah, but it's gonna be cold.
Yeah,
tonight, so I think
Is it
it's-
still?
I think it's gonna run really good.
Good.
So the warrant's out, not out?
It is, yeah, that's in my report.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Excellent.
Outstanding.
Good job.
Yeah, great job.
Excellent. So that was the master plan update and the formation of the steering committee. Which brings us down to my report, which I have nothing to report on, and the selectmen's report.
I was just gonna note that the town report is available, and if you'd like, I can run upstairs and grab everybody a copy, if you don't mind. Just gonna make that an annual event, I think I did it last year for you guys too.
Question for you, Adam.
Yeah,
Have you heard anything about road postings?
Yes.
March 10th,
March 10th?
yep. It went out, it's going in the paper,
Yep,
tomorrow?
yes.
Yes.
What about the glacier on Tasker Hill Road? Never mind, never mind.
Not the crater on town line?
We have limited time when we can post things, get things to the paper now because they're not printing every day, so it really makes it a little tough for us.
And it doesn't sound like they're ever going back to printing
I
every day.
don't think they are, and that's gonna really stink for me and Linda as well.
We just need to start a new newspaper.
You wanna sign up for that? You could head that committee.
Okey doke, anything else?
I was just gonna ask that Tia be available at town meeting to speak to that warrant article, but we already covered that, so.
Yeah.
And if, hopefully the rest of you will be there.
think
It's
I
gonna
will.
be exciting.
Is it gonna be?
When
It's
we get to
always
the grader,
exciting.
it's gonna be
Oh.
good.
I've heard that.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Our,
See what I
our,
did there?
our, I thought we had it, never mind.
Hey, not tonight.
Then, if you're done, it says correspondence and administration.
I don't have any update from, I sent Carrie in that as well, so I'm waiting to hear back.
In, number 11,
Motion to adjourn.
wait a sec,
That was
Wait,
quick.
before we
Second.
do- wait,
this
before-
can't be your
It's already
last
been
meeting.
wait, before we do, if this is David's last meeting, we gotta thank you for 10 years of
Right.
Thank you.
Yes.
unbelievable service. and,
Thank you, guys.
You know, sorry.
It's a thankless job.
You got that right.
Appreciate it.
It
But
is,
no,
yeah.
thank you.
Much
How many
appreciated.
years?
10.
You just go on
Went by like a
hiatus.
blink of an eye.
You should go for 20.
Yeah, but
You never know. You might see me back sometime down the road, but take a little
Last night
break.
was John's last meeting. He didn't get a parting gift either, so.
No, it's okay.
Whoa, he's
well,
had
you got
more
one the
than
first
10.
time.
23?
Huh.
No.
He got his accolades the first time.
You
Yeah,
did, you
yeah.
got that picture,
So,
yeah.
yeah. But honestly, it's tough to do, and being 10 years, I know. Like Mark said to me, you're just be on hiatus, and I'm like, yeah. And here I am again, so.
I'll have Kevin talk to
See
you, I'll
that.
talk you back into it. He's a good talker, he can probably talk you into it.
I don't think he'll talk me into it, but he's a good
No?
talker. I have to have a conversation with him about your wrist.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you.
He's gonna have to do a better job sanding.
Yeah, really.
And here I am sitting wondering if he did it.
No, no, he didn't do it. No, I wear the pants. He did not do it.
Would have been the gun hand, I think.
All right, so Dave made a
So a
motion to adjourn.
motion, a motion's been made and
Seconded.
seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And I'll go grab some town reports.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Was I you? Oh, no, okay.
No, I said thank you for